are back. We want to pass along some information for you. First of all, there is something called the Monkees, not you, the Monkees Fiesta, featuring Micky Dolenz and David Jones today at 5 p.m. at the Ramada Inn Countryside. You want to come by and say hi?
Until 5 p.m.
Until 5. Did I say starting at 5?
Well, it's a convention, you know. We have about over, I think, 100 fan clubs around the country.
Yeah.
And once in a while, there's a convention, and they put together, they bring all their memorabilia, and Micky and I are going to be dropping by today just to say hi, and just see what's going on, and just maybe do a little bit on the stage there and talk to them.
Okay, put the other graphic back up, Alex, if you would, because we also want to remind you that 2 big concerts tonight. The Monkees in concert tonight at 6 p.m. and again at 9:30 at Ruth Eckerd Hall in Clearwater. I believe you can get tickets at the various outlets. They should be ticket outlets, and also at Ruth Eckerd Hall. You have a Weird Al Yankovic opening up for you?
Weird Al, yeah.
Tell me the truth. Is he as weird as he seems?
Yes.
He's great. Yeah, serious.
Very weird. He's the Spike Jones of our generation, I reckon.
Yeah, he's so funny. I wanted to ask you before time runs out, and they're gonna hang me if I don't get to the phones real quick. The 3 of you are here. Mike Nesmith is not.
Ow!
Yeah. What does that, if anything, mean to you?
No.
Is there any ill feelings over the fact that
There's more rolls and
at all.
dinner, things like that.
More food, more... We got together with Mike last year. He came on the stage at the Greek Theater with us, and he did the MTV Christmas video with us. And we've tried to, like, get our schedules. He's the head of a major, big production company and executive type. We tried to get our schedules together a bit, but
actually we tried to get major production companies ourselves, but we couldn't do it.
It didn't work out.
Mike, can we have yours?
I don't think that he'll be joining us much in the future. It's really difficult to get the schedules to work.
And it's interesting. It does work out both ways. We find that we miss him, and we find that we work without him fairly well. Yeah. He's a contrast to us, you know, and in some ways that works well, that there is this difference, and in other ways it works better if we're all together. So it works both ways, and that really is a very long way of saying it doesn't...
But he won't be at the Ruth Eckerd Hall tonight with us, because basically, if the truth be known, he just doesn't know the chords.
We finally found out the truth, so that's the bottom of it.
He forgot his wool hat. He can't find that hat. He's looked everywhere for it.
Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the air with the Monkees.
Hi.
Hi.
Isn't that you, David?
It's your turn. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I was wondering if you had any plans for a TV special that might be similar to your old TV show.
Not exactly.
We hope to film one of our shows, one of our live appearances.
And not similar to our old shows. We do, however, have plans. We are in discussion about making a movie, which would be sort of more like, we figured that the movie would be to the old shows the way the Star Trek movies are to the Star Trek shows, and a TV special about the live concert, but not a TV special like the shows.
But you're not going to call it The Search for Nesmith or anything like that.
No, we're going to actually, we're going to do what you call a monkey-mentary.
I get it.
We are planning a big movie, a big feature. Monkees Save the World or something like that.
Back to the phones. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm fine. And you?
Not too bad.
Good.
I was wondering, Davy, have you gone back to England? And, you know, I mean, how do you keep an accent for that long? I'm only 25, and I had 4 brothers and sisters, so I grew up with you.
Yeah, I've been living in England for a couple of years. I have a jockey's license. I ride as a jockey over the jumps in England. I have horses that I'm working on, breeding, and not personally, but...
You're not even in discussion?
We're in development. We have a major player to drive the train.
And mind you, there is one little mare I have my eye on, but it's another story. She's down at the beach at...
And they talk to me about me having problems.
Okay, anybody who feels like getting philosophical, raise their hand. Good, I do. I want to ask you a question. The 60s...
That was fast. Wait a minute, I didn't get a chance.
Are such an important time for those of us who lived it, and the Monkees were such an important part of the 60s. Here we are 20 years later, not just the Monkees, but the 60s influence. We talk about it, we remember it, we relate to it.
We do? Why is that?
Yeah, why do you think it is? What was so important about the 60s?
Well, I think, first of all, every generation feels it's important. And it tends to come back generationally. The 50s were...
Gotta fight for your right to party!
Every generation tends to come back. The 40s came back, and the 50s came back, and the 60s, and the 70s will come back, the 80s will come back.
Acid will come back.
Yeah.
It'll all come back cyclically. You know, it tends to do that. But I think the 60s was a bit special because there was an incredible moral awakening in this country. And out of the kind of decadence of the 50s and the affluence of the 50s came out a kind of frustration. We have 2 cars in every garage, but we're still not happy. You know, why? And I think that's essentially what bred the 60s. So it was pretty special.
Yeah.
Because they're jammed in there and we can't get either one of them out.
Yeah, right. Too many cars and I can't drive them because the gas is too expensive.
Time for a quick phone call or two. Good morning, you're on the air with the Monkees.
Yeah, I wanted to know, how did you ever get the name Head for your movie?
I don't know.
Ah, the movie.
The producers came up with it. I don't know where. I guess it had something, again, that was a term in the 60s that meant somebody was
if you were ahead, you were sort of like really hip and really together.
You know, well, man.
There are also other connotations of which they were not ignorant, I must say. But it was, well, actually what it was, they were going to make the movie Changes, and then just before we got to the point where it came out, another movie came out called Changes and died.
Yeah.
It's not even a cult favorite, much less, you know, that it should have been a success. But the name had been copped, and there wasn't anything we could do about it.
Yeah, Davy, how does a concert tour 20 years later, in terms of physically, up against what it was like when you were touring 20 years ago? Is it tougher? Do you get tired quicker and that type of stuff?
It's a lot harder. I was much taller when we started.
I read that. I
danced myself down to my knees. Woo. No, it's a case of touring. We're traveling, for instance, tonight. We're on our way after the show at the Ruth Eckerd Hall. We're off to Fort Lauderdale area. Now, we have to travel overnight because we have a commitment early in the morning tomorrow, radio interview and some other promotional things.
Are you going to be there?
And so
I hope so.
The difficult thing is that it's more, the commuting is the hardest thing. It's not the actual show. We've got that down. We have a show that lasts about an hour and 40 minutes. We do about 36, 38 tunes. It's got loads of costume changes. So really, you've got to be on the ball, and you've got to be really physically fit. You've got to be out there, and we don't do a lot of hard exercise, push-up and pumping iron. Yeah. But you do have to treat your body a little more careful because of the age factor.
Micky, Peter, and David, thank you.
What? Thank you.
It's over? That's it? That's all we got?
Bye after a short break.
Griselda, she says she knows my kind, she might maybe so.